Are you searching for the best tire combo for your ATV motorcycle? Well, search no more, because the Motoz Tractionator Adventure and Duel Venture is the best combo out there, and I'll tell you why, so stay tuned. I'll go ahead and start off by saying I'm no expert, no professional. I just play one on YouTube, but just about everybody that makes videos is not a professional, so you got to take their opinions and their ideas with a grain of salt pretty much. But I have been running this combo for a good while. I've been running the Tractionator rear for almost 4 years. Before that, I tried the TKC 80 combo front and rear and the Shinko 804 805 combo. Didn't like neither one of those. And something else I will say is the Motoz Tractionator Adventure rear tire is not considered a 50-50 tire. It's more of a 70-30, so it's more off-road biased, or however you say that, based, whatever you want to say. But I have found that it's a great tire all the way around. So I'm going to start off with talking about that, and then we'll move over to the Duel Venture, because I don't have as much experience with it, but this is my third one I'm on that tire as well. Now, the Tractionator Adventure rear tire, as you can see, this is a brand new one. And I do have new ones on the front and back, but this will be easier to show you. Now, you start off about 13 or 14 millimeters of tread here. You see the tread spacing. It's not real spaced out, so in real sloppy mud, it will pack up a little bit, but these tires are good at cleaning out. On gravel, no problem at all on gravel. You pretty much can run a street tire on gravel, let's be honest. But it offers good forward traction. You get good forward bite out of the bike. The bike stays in a pretty straight line, and I'm talking off-road. And your lateral support, you get a lot of good straight line traction. It don't want to step out on you a lot, because these good square side lugs, everything spreads out on the tire nice, especially when you get some weight on the bike. It just spreads out real nice and even, and you just get a real good straight line traction. You can step the rear out if you're trying to do that, but it won't do it unexpectedly, really, not that much. Now with your Shinkos, TKC 80s, stuff like that, they just tend to step out because every tread is all in a block, like the Pirelli tires that come on the T7. The straight line tires don't offer good side-to-side traction in my experience. Like I said, in deep mud, it will pack up a little bit, but you still get good traction. Now, if you're looking for something more aggressive, you're gonna want to run the rails, but you're giving up a bunch of street performance for a little bit of gain off-road. Now, if you ride sandy areas, you probably want to run the rails, because you got more spacing in the lugs, so it's going to act as a paddle a little bit more. But like I said, you're going to give up that road manners. Now, this tire handles fairly well on the road. These are no sport bikes. I mean, no ATV bike is, but you can hang turns pretty good in the mountains with these things. They can handle a lot more than I'm comfortable with putting them at, I can tell you that. And for probably 90% of the riders out there, there's going to be more people who want more street-oriented tires. If you want more street-oriented tires, you're going to run the Motoz Tractionator GPS, which is an all-terrain tire. Don't have any experience with that tire, but that's what you'd want to run if you're more of a 70% street rider, I guess. But if you want a true 50-50 tire, like I said, it's labeled as a 70-30, but this has been a great tire. Wet weather handling, it's been great. It's had on the pavement and wet, it don't step out. Now, you do got to scuff the tires in when they're brand new. You can see it's kind of shiny. It takes about 100 miles and they'll be where you can lay them over confident. Rain, sun, heat, cold weather, whatever, they work great. Like I said, this is my 5th one I've ran on 3 different bikes. The 5th one that's on there now. This will actually be tire number 6 when I get ready to put it on. But great rear tire, can't say enough about it. I did 2 other reviews on it, but I'm just trying to update that because since I have more experience on this tire now, and it's been a great one. And if you have any questions or anything on that, or any questions on Motoz tires in general, because yes, I am an ambassador for them, but I've ran other tires and I fell in love with these tires. That's why I don't have any problem representing them and talking about them, because they are absolutely great, the best tires on the market. If you have any questions about that tire, the Motoz Tractionator Adventure, or the rails or anything, just drop them in the comments. Help you out any way I can. You also can hit up Kyle Bradshaw at Mini Bikes. He's here on YouTube. I always recommend people go to him, and if you tell him the Bigger Grump sent you, if you buy Motoz tires, I get a slight kickback, but more importantly, he'll give you free shipping and stuff. He'll take care of you. So if you have any more technical questions, hit up Kyle Bradshaw. Now, this is gonna be straight run, but this is a Motoz Tractionator Dual Venture front tire. Now this is my old one. Don't have a new one to show you, but it's pretty much the same tire. Now, only thing you'll see on this one is you see that coping, how that's tilted toward the front right there. That's from heavy front braking. This tire, both these tires I'll show you here. Let's get this one too. This is the old Tractionator Adventure rear. Now it's got about 7 millimeters of tread left on this tire. And I'm sorry, at a squirrel moment, let me get back to this. This got about 7 millimeters of tread left after about 5,000 miles. So it's not completely wore out, but I'm pretty picky about my tires, but I'll show you a close up of that. Still square edge, they're sort of self-sharpening. So if you want to run the tire down further, if you're comfortable with that, and you don't mind how your tire looks, and it still performs fairly well, you could probably get at least 7,000 miles out of it. Now this is on a 1,000cc high horsepower bike, and I'm not easy on the tire, that's for sure. So that just gives you an idea of the wear there, because people ask me about that question as well. So you could get anywhere from 5 to maybe 10,000 if you're really easy on your bike, or if it's a lighter bike, but I'm not easy on tires, so there you go. Then this one had, like, it was on there, put the combo on there together. So this one's got about 5,000 miles on it. It's got about 3 millimeters of tread on the lowest side. The new one jumps in at about, I think it's actually about 10 to 11 millimeters, something like that. So this tire was not wore out, but one thing, like I said, that can't remember what they call that exactly. I call it coping or something like that, because it's representative like a skateboard ramp. That's caused by heavy braking, but this tire is reversible. It's not a directional tire. Your Tractionator Adventure rear is a directional tire, so you can only run it one way. This one you actually can flip. I'm gonna try to be more conscious about that on this new one. Maybe try to run it a couple thousand miles, flip it around, and then run it a couple thousand miles. You should be able to get 10,000 miles out of these front tires, no problem at all. But I didn't like how that was doing that, and it was affecting the bike a little bit off-road. So I'm just got to be more conscious about trying to flip the tire around. So you know that you can do that. But this front tire right here, I'm not gonna say it's the greatest in like loose stuff. If you're turning real hard, like gravel, it's fine. But if you're in real loose terrain, like sandy type areas, and it's like hard packed with sand on top, it does tend to want to step out a little bit if you're hard on the bike. But on normal circumstances, for probably 90% of the people, it's fine. Don't really bother me a whole lot, but this is the best front knobby tire I've ever found at riding on the pavement. It's smooth as it's rolling down the road. Now it will catch rain grooves and stuff like that, little cracks in the road, but every knobby tire pretty much does that. But it rolls down the road smooth. You can't hear it whatsoever, and the back tire does make a little bit of noise, but nothing unusual. And most people wear earplugs. I really don't, but most people wear earplugs, so you're not going to be able to hear it anyway. But this tire makes absolutely no noise. Completely smooth on the road. Handles gravel fine. Muddy situations, it will pack up a little bit if it's really muddy, but it does clean out very well, just like the rear tire does. Like I said, the only problem I found with this tire is it wants to slip out a little bit on loose stuff on top of hard pack, but it handles rocks, everything just fine. Wet pavement just fine once you scuff it in. I'm gonna say I love the tire. I wish they would make it a little more spaced out in the knobbies, and maybe step the outside knobbies over just a little bit. But I'm not the designer of tires. It's just something I think would make the tire just a little bit better. But overall, it's a great 50-50 tire. And if I was gonna run like a GPS rear or the Rouse rear, I would still stick with the Dual Venture front, because once you go to like a Rouse front, you're gonna have really bumpy handling on pavement. Like I said, every time you step up to more aggressive tires, front or rear, you're gonna be gaining traction off-road and giving up stuff on the pavement. So it all depends on what you want to do. But if I was gonna run like a GPS all-terrain rear tire, I'd still put this tire on. I wouldn't run the GPS front tire probably ever. I still want a more aggressive tire up front. But just always keep that in mind. More aggressive you go, give up pavement performance. The least aggressive you go, you're giving up off-road performance. So it's find what works best for you. Nobody on the internet's really professional. I mean, there's some people that's got tons of experience and can tell you more than I can, but got a good bit of experience riding dirt and just dirt bikes, about 32 years worth. And these Venture bikes for the last 4 years, and this is the best combo I found. Like I said, it's the Motoz Dual Venture front and the Motoz Tractionator Adventure rear. If you have any questions about them, drop in the comments. Like I said, hit up Kyle Bradshaw if you got more technical questions, because he's rode and tested way more tires than I ever possibly can. And that's pretty much it. And I just wanted to give that little update on these tires, let you know. And that's all for this one. So as always, appreciate y'all watching. If you hadn't already, hammer the shit out of that subscribe button and the notification bell, because we're trying to get the channel to 10,000 this year, 10,000 subscribers that is. So help us out, follow along with us, and we'll see y'all in the next one. Boom, baby.